Hello everyone, welcome to the Counsel Code, a podcast series from Volody. I'm 𝐬𝐭𝐤, VP of Sales and host of this podcast. Volody is a legal tech software company started in 2016. Our solution portfolio includes contract lifecycle management, litigation, and insider trading software. This podcast series aims to offer the legal community a valuable insights through the conversation with the top legal experts. We will explore their professional journey, learnings, challenges, strategies, as well as their viewpoints. We believe this series will serve as a rich resource for our audience. After all, it's not about the law, it's about the stories behind it. Today we have Shaili Bhandari with us. Welcome, Shaili, to the podcast.
Thank you, Milind. Very happy to be here.
Welcome. Shaili is a seasoned law professional with over 15 years of experience across multiple industries. Currently, she is acting as the head of legal at Everest Group. Shaili started her legal career with practicing in Delhi High Court and has working experience with several other corporates like Clifford Chance as a legal editor, with 𝐬𝐭∗ as senior legal contract management, with American Express as a legal global contract management, and as legal counsel with EY in capacity of data privacy leader India region. As a cross-functional team player, her expertise is a global commercial contracting, data privacy, security, and regulatory issues. Shaili leads the privacy function globally and has direct responsibility for defining and driving the global privacy strategies. Thank you, Shaili, for taking time out to join the podcast and looking forward for a great conversation.
Same here. Thank you so much, Milind. It's a pleasure.
Yeah. So, Shaili, how did you get in the field of law?
Yeah, that's interesting because I am, you have heard of a movie, Accidental Prime Minister. I call myself an accidental lawyer. So I hail from Bihar and I'm from a family of professors. So my family would always want or see me as someone who can, how it is in Bihar is like everybody cracks a UPSC and there's everybody somewhere in the family who is an inspiration. So I had that from my childhood, like instilled deep into me that I have to go for it. So that's very clear that I wanted to be, or I had to go for PCS exams or UPSC exams and become an IAS officer. Being someone who always, I wouldn't say I'm a great risk taker that way. So I always has a tendency to create a plan B. I was talking to my dad and I asked him that, what do I do? My friends are going for law. Should I go for it? The dimensions opened for me when I did my law. I started studying law. And when you go to a law school and when you meet those fantastic professors out there, bring you a different perspective to looking at the world now. So it's starting building on to me. I started liking the subjects. I had never taken civics so seriously before I got the hands on a Constitution of India. So it was really interesting. So it kind of aligned with me and I started building on it. And I think I got serious in very first semester. So I frankly ditched UPSC and I did serious studies. And I did my law for 3 years.
So, interesting. You've been having almost 15 years of experience. So, can you share your journey in the legal profession, highlighting key roles?
It's been good. The journey has been. I'm very fortunate that I've worked with international law firms. I have worked with domestic law firms. I have litigation experience, not criminal but civil and corporate. I have worked with clients who were PSUs. I have worked with top corporate offices like Amex, EY, and now Everest Group. All these great companies, great leadership. The best part of my journey has been people, I would say, because I have learned a lot through them. So, more than the books can teach you, is the people you work with can teach you.
So, interesting story about your accidental lawyer. We are curious to understand what's your passion for the law and what motivates you.
Well, passion is, it's every day you have new challenges
Mm.
on your desk. So you're not aware of its new adventure.
Mm.
I like it. I like seeing new challenges in front of me every day thrown. And so that's the passion. I think I enjoy this. I've started loving it, what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's very interesting. So it's lucky to basically get such type of job where basically your liking is already there.
Yeah, agreed.
So working with multiple organizations as well as PSU, I mean, it's always been a challenge. Basically, how do you adjust in first 90 days with an organization? So do you want to share some of your experiences?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. I think first 30 days are more crucial than the 90 days because initially you are new to the organization, you don't know anything. Just like you are a fresher in a college or in school, and you're just in a new world, trying to know everyone, you're at your best. And as a lawyer, first 30 days in a legal team, get in a legal team, and they're already so much overburdened, they were waiting for you.
Yeah, I understand actually. And basically there will be a lot of challenge actually navigating through the organization as well. So as a legal counsel, basically, what challenges you always seen in this organization and how did you overcome with that? Any stories or experience you want to share? That will help.
Yeah, I think with in-house or for corporate lawyers who are in-house, difficulties are, I would say, interdepartmental. What weighs more, for an organization would be revenue than I would say compliance. So maybe compliance will be in, like, if we say it is a 10 items of high priority, compliance would be in like last 3 or 4. That's how it is. So that's the challenge for an in-house counsel to establish itself, establish processes, policies. So it's always, when you, for example, if we are working on a contract and we have a deal which is very huge in number, but there is a lot of risk, and that is legal risk. There's a contractual risk that we are. So how it will be seen is that we have a huge revenue size here, deal size here, and we can go with it. I mean, at least it is all foreseeable, but it's not happening. We'll ensure what we have to do, we'll do it. So let's go about it. So sometimes it looks for a counsel, we have any ways to do. I mean, we have to review the contract, we have to get on the calls, but we are not the decision makers. That's the problem. I think some bit of challenge starts from there.
Shaili, you always worked with the global companies, and global contracting, of course, played an important role in your entire career. So negotiating the contracts or framing the contracts, it's always been a challenging. So do you want to share some of your experiences in this?
Well, contracting becomes complex if it is multiple jurisdiction, for sure. We are not exposed to international laws, to beyond the international law that we have learned. But when you do commercial contracting, you need to know a lot of provisions, like what is their dispute resolution, how their courts will interpret limitation of liability or an indemnity, how it is getting enforced. Maybe from India perspective, I'll be seeing it to be low risk. But maybe because the governing law of that contract is the US, and it might be a medium to high risk because the enforcement bodies or the courts there has an interpretation which is more graver, right? So this is like the case of privacy, as we say that in India maybe we take it very lightly. Privacy, I mean, it's still blooming. We are taking it seriously gradually, but still, as you see in the social media, how people are casual about their own data or their minors' data for that matter in India. But you change the gear and you go to Europe, any country in Europe, you will see the difference. Even if you ask them phone number, or if you share someone who's from Europe, you share the number, this will be a matter of breach. The privacy breach. So it's a major challenge of doing international contracts is that you have to learn about the international law. There's no other way. You
Correct.
have to upscale yourself. The starting point should be learn
Okay.
about the industry you fall in, learn about your peers, learn about the laws which applies to your company. Like if you're say I am based in India, but my organization is in US, UK, Canada, I have to understand the laws that is
Okay.
applicable everywhere, right? Because if there is a lawsuit, it's a lawsuit for the organization, against the organization. When you actually get into dispute,
Yeah.
you
Understand.
might agree to a Singaporean law, but you have no identity there. Like you're not there at all, and you just had a client there, and you agreed to sign a contract where the client made you agree to their laws, and you end up into a situation, because the problem is that we cannot establish compliance as well, right? On a contract, you have agreed to a foreign law.
Correct.
And you don't know whether some of your activities are aligned with that particular jurisdiction's law or not, and you are not even foreseeing that when you're negotiating the contract. So that's a kind of challenge which is, I think, very nuanced. So somebody who's just new will not see it to that extent, like what level of risk it can be, compared to someone who is seasoned or who's worked with companies who have faced these challenges. Sometimes it's important to be beaten to feel the pain. So I think, but with big companies, you've seen it. That you don't have to go. The legal team has not to go to the business and explain to them you have to do it, or you have to. This is important. Why? Because they know this is a history. We have got beaten in the past. We had disputes like this. So there's precedences. So yeah, this is a kind of challenge. So I would say I'll layer it. If you're working for a large organization which has global presence with multiple jurisdictional offices or regional offices, it's more organized. The process is organized, contracting and negotiations and everything is very, very organized, and it's easier. But if you are in a company which is not having a global presence, or has global presence but in a very limited number of offices, and lacks the framework or the structure which is required for establishing this level of awareness within the company or the business, primarily who are the decision makers, in that scenario, it is more difficult to do complex international contracts.
I mean, data privacy is always your core competency, and I think audience is, of course, is interested basically to hear your views actually and guidance on this subject.
Data privacy. Well, I would say it's a very, very core competency required field, as in you have to really invest a lot of time in learning. All the laws related to data privacy and data security are very lengthy, very technical, because privacy and security today is not just about you living in your house and nobody should peep into it. It's more like your world is digital world, right? You are present digitally, so you have an existence, you have an identity in the digital world, and it is important for a privacy council to be aware of technology. I don't think there has been any shortcuts with regard to privacy. It has to be your passion, first of all, to not just learn the legal nuances, but also to learn the technology and how you will build it. So there's a term, privacy by design. Mostly the information security officers would use this because they are the designers. They are part of the designers or developers of the technology. But lawyers or the privacy councils will also be aware of this because they are the one who will look into or assess whether a technology has this or not. So privacy by design is something which requires you to learn the technology as well. So it is a very good marriage of law and technology.
Yeah. So technology always play a big role actually in the lawyer's life. So do you want to share your experiences while adopting different technologies for different kind of including contract litigation as well as data privacy? Any technology which has been used, and how it's been your experience on that?
Well, there's so many technologies which has come and gone, but I think the most important ones would be the one which help a lawyer to organize the contracts. So I think contract life cycle management, CLM. I think this is the most helpful tool for a corporate lawyer, if I can say. A company who doesn't have CLM has so much administrative work because everything has to be manual.
Correct.
Like there has to be somebody, and because you have a small team, generally the general counsel office will not be very huge. I mean, it can be huge globally, but in one particular entity they'll have 5, 10, maximum 15 lawyers, and you have to dedicate 1 or 2 resource for just doing this manual task.
Yeah.
And the only challenge which I see with CLM, I mean, there's so many. Yeah. We are spoiled for choices, but I think if any provider is able to provide data security and is updated with the security requirements, I think they're the best bet. So CLM is really good. I've used it, and I think it saves a lot of time.
Yeah. When we talk about technology, AI comes as the next discussion topic as well. So do you want to share your views on the use of AI in the lawyer's life?
Well, I use it. So one is a lot of discussion around it being a threat to this profession or that profession, or lawyers for that matter. So I can speak for lawyers for sure. So I don't think that AI is a threat to lawyers as such, because a lawyer's work is very nuanced, So AI definitely can help us. It can be an assistant in terms of contract review. A lot of CLM products are coming up with AI, and I see a lot of potential there, frankly. So AI is actually can be a very good assistant to a lawyer, right? So maybe if I talk about the impacts, it can impact on like the very junior level roles. I think that works, but judgments, the experience that you give to a client by physically interacting or humanly talking, and cannot be replaced with AI. So
I agree with you.
For lawyers, being replaced, it's difficult. That's what I would say. So, but AI is a good tool. AI would definitely be there and be a very good help for lawyers. They should use it.
Yeah, thank you very much. Because this is basically, again, AI plus human. Basically, that's the combination will work here. And we'll see how basically the new AI foundational model like DeepSeek, which is coming and getting more personalized or reasoning kind of thing, basically, which can make the lawyer's life easier going forward. So do you want to give some advice to the young professionals who want to start their career in the legal field?
I won't say it's an advice, but I can say that if you are a young lawyer out there and you are looking for opportunity in corporate, you should be looking out for a lot of diligence, lot of commitment, and be ready to continuously learn and improve.
Okay.
Be updated with the latest technology, because all the corporates are into buying or purchasing new technology that's there. So be it AI now, or in future we have something more revolutionary. So I think you should be don't leave like when we were passing out, we thought Excel, we don't need to learn Excel. But eventually I learned Excel. So that's where I'm coming from. So nothing is naysay, or don't say no to anything. As a lawyer, you have to be a jack of all trades. You have to learn everything.
Correct.
So be ready for that.
So thanks, Shaili, for sharing your inputs actually for the young professionals. But many parents are somehow reluctant actually to send their kids actually for the law education right from 10th or 12th standard. It's still basically, it's always doctor or engineer. So any you want to give inputs on that?
Well, I would say to all parents that law is one of the noble professions in India for sure, and it has gone international now. So anybody who is doing law in India is not limited to just India. They can work with international firms. They have a lot of exposure, a lot of opportunity, and I would say it has a lot of potential as well. So I would say that it is ahead of any doctor or engineers with my experience, because as a person or even as an individual, you have a very good growth trajectory. Like if your level of maturity to see the world is very different if you see like a lawyer, if you are a trained lawyer, or if you have invested in this industry a number of years. So you will be a different individual. Your perspective will be different. And from India perspective, the cultural changes that this country needs, I think it's very important that more and more children's kids should move to learning law. Even if it is not lucrative as of now, but it is gonna be. You will see. I mean, you will find your way out. There is, as we say, that a lawyer cannot stay hungry because there are so many means.
So let's now move to the rapid fire question round. Okay. So what's the one word that comes to mind when I say contracts?
New relationship.
Okay, great. What's your favorite legal term or phrase?
Diligence.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the biggest myth about being an in-house lawyer?
That we don't know law.
What's the one skill lawyers need that isn't taught in the law school?
Interpersonal skill.
Okay.
Like, I think people is very important. You have a lot of interaction with people.
Okay.
So I think, that's...
Okay. What's the best piece of advice you ever received?
If you are really putting your best efforts, and if you are learning, if you upgrade your skills, money will run after you. So don't run after money.
What's the most important value a lawyer should have?
Work ethics is very important for a lawyer, because we have everything time sensitive on our desk. And if you're not able to manage work, you lose a track. So, time is very important for a lawyer.
Okay. What's your secret to managing stress in the high pressure environment?
I think the best way is to don't stress. Take it easy. I would generally take a pause if I'm stressed. I watch something which is not serious, and then I come back with more alignment. So I de-stress like that.
Okay. What's your favorite way to start your day?
I start very normal. Like, I just have a glass of water, and I don't check my mails very early in the day. So I do all things required in the morning, and then I get on my desk.
Okay. Do you prefer courtroom drama or boardroom strategy?
Boardroom strategy.
Okay, great. What's your success mantra?
Keep learning every day, like a student.
All right. So we have come to the end of the questions. Thank you very much, Shaili, for your valuable time today. Anything you want to add actually to this conversation before we wrap up?
Well, I would like to thank you and Volody for inviting me for this podcast. And
Thank you.
I think it's a great initiative. I would like to praise or give some admiration to this whole podcast that you have designed. So thank you so much. I think more and more such events should happen of interaction, because generally lawyers do not get these platforms, and we are not able to express. And I think more and more such podcasts will help everyone. I mean, with information which is kind of hidden. So I think thank you so much for this initiative.
Yeah. Thank you very much once again, actually. And it was a pleasure interacting with you, Shaili.
Thank you. Pleasure's mine.
Bye.
Thank you.